How's everybody doing? Getting white hairs here. Bear with me just a second. I got it. How's everybody doing today? I am doing fabulous. Hard to be upset on a sun-shining day. Been very busy. Got my home builder license sent off. Hopefully that'll be back pretty quickly. And I will be legal, broker, licensed, broker, and builder, state of Alabama, all four corners. And buddy, we are going to disrupt and make noise. I'm speaking to you telepathically, Alabama home buyers. Fight through the noise of my competitors. My buyer agency offer is better. Let's review just today how many sales there were that had two agents, listing agent, buyer agent. And that's great. Everybody needs their own representation. You understand that? Buyers do need representation. Sellers do need representation. Usually a home sale starts with a listing and an agent. When that listing is signed, that listing agent creates a fiduciary duty to the seller, meaning their interest, their best practice is representing the seller's interest first. No matter what, even if a buyer comes along and y'all are friendly, y'all are friends, whatever the deal is, don't forget the fiduciary is to the seller, and they can't compromise that for you. I don't care how close you are. So you might think you're getting a better deal, saving a point on the commission or a point and a half, something like that. You know, that's usually what happens when a buyer agrees to just let one agent represent both. And I do a lot of both side deals. That's actually where you get the best furniture allowances with me, is if you let me do both deals. But still, I truly believe representation separated like that is very necessary. It's very necessary. There's always a fiduciary though. And buyers need agents, especially beginners. But I was a beginner myself not too long ago. I was also a beginner myself. I didn't know anything about real estate at all. And now I'm not a beginner. I'm a master. And you know, we have things we all want to do with our work and stuff like that. And I just genuinely believe, especially with everything going on economically in the country, the way the internet has disrupted and created new opportunities, new enterprise. That's truly one of the main things that I would like to do, is offer something unilaterally better. And again, I feel like we're making, the industry itself is kind of making it easy. There's so much stuff, y'all. So much stuff. Yeah, I was just thinking to myself when I was looking at the pendings and the solds with a buyer agent and seller agent. I wonder is some of those agents, because I know a lot of sales these days comes from like Zillow, Realtor.com, whatever agent is paying that company gets the information, and the buyer already knows what house they want most of the time. So that agent ends up getting that deal and representation, and that's a new industry, not a tenured industry. Zillow is only 20 years old right now, and used to be any real estate advertisement would only have the listing agent own it, and the information would go to the listing agent. These new internet deals have created the first time the lead is separated from the listing agent and going to a buyer agent. And it's created a whole new thing. So with that disruption, there's going to be others. And I must say, I represented buyers for years when I worked with Zillow. They knew what house they wanted. They knew what house they wanted. We shopped, do whatever. And they were getting a mortgage. Truly getting a mortgage. Hang on just a second. I don't think I shared the feed on FaceSpace. Hold on. I always like to share it on my platforms. We have about 15,000 followers on Meta alone. Yep, I didn't share it. Hang on. Gosh, dog it. Okay, I don't want to get sidetracked too much about mortgages because mortgages is not what I do. I do sales, but of course, the clients get mortgages. And like I was saying, for many years, I never saw, a payment schedule with principal, balance, and interest for a new mortgage, 20-year, 30-year mortgage, whatever it is. I never really had a full printout, of what those costs would accrue to. So clearly, I couldn't have told a buyer, how much it's actually costing you to use a mortgage in the first place. The banks already have FDIC on their money, and now they have protection on your mortgage as well. So they have protection on the cash they own, they have protection on the cash they risk. The banks have all the protection, not the citizens, not the home buyer, the homeowner, the American. So that's crazy to me. But I know for sure some of these agents that are brand new are in that same boat. And I wonder if your agent, if your buyer agent even explained to you when you buy that $200,000, $300,000 home, if you pay off your mortgage over the 20 and 30 years loan, and I understand most probably don't do the entire term. They sell it, they move out, they pay it off early, whatever. But in that situation, even if you did 10 years or 20 years of the 30, and let's just say you paid off the entire thing, mortgages nearly double or triple what you paid for that house over time, not up front on the closing with the sale price cash that goes to the seller. I'm talking about when you make payments over 10, 20, 30 years with the home loan, it's still in place. That doubles the price of your overall investment on the home. I don't think home buyers really understand that when they sign that mortgage, if they don't have any other option, that they're a $300,000 home is going to be a $500,000 home or a $600,000 home over 20 and 30 years. And it's just so interesting to me because rent to own is something that we offer here at the furniture store. Aaron's, Rent a Center, all those types of things, they've been doing it well before it was offered to independents like us. And, basically doubles the cost if you use that option, because it's no credit needed, very easy loans to get. They do offer the early payoff. The 90-day window is no interest, no rental fees. It's just a cash price. But again, most people don't do that. They don't need 6 months or 12 months or whatever, and $1,000 worth of furniture over an 18-month lease to own payment. You'll pay $2,000. In 1 year, not 20, not 30. You double it. So you need to do those early payoff options. You really need to. But again, how many people do that? Most people just want that classic payment. The mainstream going through. I don't think people understand that. And it's really concerning. With me, I'm always going to try and advise you on a better level about your overall cost, ownership experience, everything. This is what a tenured real estate broker, full-time real estate broker, can advise you with. I know way more than the regular deal. And now, getting to my fun subject, I offer more. Realtors are the only people in a party. Hey, he's back there. All right. Sorry about that. It was a restaurant bringing some coupons by.
Walton's right here beside us. Right beside the new Walmart neighborhood market. Chicken fingers, up in there. Long time. Great place. So, like I was saying, realtors, brokers, in a real estate transaction is the only party that can gift, G-I-F-T, you anything. Mortgage lenders can't give you anything. Closing attorneys can't give you anything. Home inspectors, stuff like that, you can't do anything like that. But your realtor, your representation, can gift you anything, including a portion of my commission. And with me, I just happen to be the son of a furniture company owner. My father has owned his own company for 50 years here in West Alabama. Back in 1978, he started his own company and left Spiller Furniture. Old man, the original Spiller he worked for back in mid-century. Started his own company a few years later. And here he is, 50 years later. Still retail furniture champion. Right here. So with me, it's a natural thing. Of course, the company is, my father will always be running it. And now we're partners. So I'm in my head, I'm saying, how do we make furniture sales? How do we make real estate sales? I should combine them. And that's the truth. With my buyer agency, and even if you list your home and you want to offer a better listing service that has grade A representation, knows what they're doing, knows what they're talking about, plus a buyer power feature gift that is a real savings for people. Not something we make up on the back. It's not a gift. This is real savings. Same psychology as combining your home and auto insurance. Most companies make you do that now. If you want a policy, whoever, they're going to want you to do both. And with me, my new website, Better Buyer Agent, it has a gauge right on the homepage where you can put in your home price, and it'll show you how much furniture you get. So, $700,000 home, you get $7,000 worth of furniture. And, again, you may not can furnish a 5,000 square foot house completely for $7,000, but like on the thumbnail, I hope you like, I use AI for the thumbnail of this video. If you go and pick out $12,000 worth of furniture because you need to furnish the whole thing, and then your real estate broker owns the company, so I get furniture at cost. and I sell it at regular retail. So it's still a benefit for us. Major savings for you. That $12,000 invoice can be chopped in half by $7,000, making you only owe $5,000, and it's the $7,000 is paid from my commission in the closing. At the closing, in the settlement at the closing. So it could be a gift. That's how it is. It's in the closing, on the settlement. And that is something I unilaterally offer. Now let me tell you this. Today I noticed in Woodstock, Alabama, there were some duplexes listed. Several of them. It's Mr. Ed Cole, with Crimson Realty or something like that. I called Ed a couple of times. New construction. The builder is offering an appliance package and a fence. A privacy fence paid for, and all your appliance packages if you buy one of those. Well, if you would use my fire agency representation, Ed would represent the seller and their interest, their fiduciary, offering the fence and the appliance package. Then you would have a professional agent representing you, negotiating, getting through the inspection, termite, appraisal, repairs. There's a ton of things that we do as agents for the buyer to get you to the closing table in the best situation possible. And then with me, you're going to have the icing on the cake. You get to pick out your own furniture. And again, my father's been doing this for 50 years, so we have all the brands, all the major brands. So as a furniture every single day, whatever you want. So it's a new, it's meant to disrupt. And again, my competitors are not going to advertise for me. They're more likely to go on and try to really counter it, because they've got, a lot of them have well-established, machines in it, and they don't want anything to disrupt that. So they're probably going to start their own company or just start a whole, something completely different, and proudly, I stand here now, having to evaluate all these things. And I can tell you, I plan to dwarf, some of these company sales accomplishments, the highest gross sales or commissions or whatever. And that's what we're trying to do. And again, we know you have money. You work this hard, you buy a $500,000 home, you got money, you don't need help paying for it. That's not one. That's that. You need help paying for it. We know you have a bed tonight. Everybody has someone to sleep tonight, and everybody has a sofa tonight. We get it. Okay? But when you put that much money into a new construction home, or a new vacation condo store, those condos are $1 million each. The one that I saw today was $2.5 million. The Knowledge development is just a single story, a single unilateral, building. It's got 12 units, straight up, and very exclusive. So those are $2.5 million. And of course, they short-term rental. They all the beach condos are rented, for short term. And then when the seller decides to put the furniture on the condo on the market, the fully furnished that you see usually means used furniture. So again, that's great. There comes some furniture. You're going to sit on stuff that everybody and their mama has been on and on to the beach and brought back big sand in the butt. I'm just saying. With me, that happening on these condos would, I'm trying to cover up my budget in your camera there. With me, you get way more. $1 million condo with a 3% buyer agency, or even a 2.5% buyer agency, would get you a $10,000 furniture house. So, and we do it all. I manage it all in-house. The money and the time that it's going to save you dealing with one person that can negotiate. It is the best kept secret in Alabama. let me tell you this. And again, my competitors are not going to advertise for them. I understand I'm a young man that doesn't have the established voice and trust of some of these other big companies. You know, I work for a big company, you know, but I'm still the young man, the new man, you know, doing my own thing here. So I'm building, you know, a different way to dominate, or a different way to serve my customers better, and that is all Alabama real estate. Fine. If you're in Alabama, I can help. And that's it. Give me 1 second. Let's I just wanted to review. I guess the name is like 17 to the buyer, paid a full 2.5% buyer the commission to the agent. Got nothing. Let's see here. Got house in Northport, city. $105 grand. That was a $2,000 furniture on that. It's got a seller agent. Got a buyer agent. It's completely different agents. Completely different company. So that's a full commission. With me, the 305 commission, which is about 10 grand, to get you $3,000 in furniture. So after, you know, expenses and things, we might have a $5,000 commission left. You have a $3,000 credit on your furniture invoice and a brand new home. One contact to do both. What's that worth? I have to deal with corporate salespeople. What's that worth to you? And again, it's a win-win for everybody. It creates a much better buyer power offer. And that's what I do here. So, condominium on campus, 320 grand. It's got a seller age. Yeah, that one actually has the same age. Here we go. On campus, two $575,000 listings. Just listed yesterday. Got a seller agent, got a buyer agent. $575,000. So they're buying two, which is basically $1 million. That's 10 grand. $10,000 from my buyer agency commission to cover furniture payment at the store in the closing. Pay for commission. And it's a win-win for everybody. So you see what I'm getting at here? We're talking thousands of dollars with my offer. And it's just me. I can't, it's a lot of people, you know, it's just me and my client. You gotta work with me. You know, real estate is a winner-take-all type of business. Unfortunately, whoever you award your trust and opportunity to sell your home, they're the ones that get the commission for the sale. And, you know, unfortunately, you know, agents can work closer with us and, you know, possibly join me in some sort of fashion in the near future. And if you have to offer that themselves, but, you know, right now, it's just me and Brandy. We're the ones that gotta work with us. But I'm telling you, all four corners of the state, we're ready to help. We're ready to help, especially in markets like that where, I don't know, if you're buying a $300,000 home, we save you thousands. You know, even a 3% or 2.5% commission on $200,000 home. You know, and the $200,000 homes are less. It might be a little bit smaller, $1,000, $2,000, but that's still huge. You're talking about a premium set of bedding, $1,000 mount, you know, what's it called? Called a Mount Jana, Sierra Suite by Ashley Furniture. It's $1,000 just for the mattress. So you would have brand new products that otherwise you would have had to pay more money after you just accomplished and paid all your cash for your down payment and inspections and interest and all this other stuff. So I'm trying to lift the load a little bit here. You gotta trust it. You gotta give us a chance. You gotta look. You gotta look. And you know, people buy from people that trust. I have plenty of clients. Plenty of partners, you know, if you can talk to, if you're somebody that's seeing this in another county or whatever, you don't have any contact here for me. And again, starting with a competitor asking a competitor in real estate, they're probably not going to tell you the truth because they really don't want this to take off. And that's just how it works. That's okay. Okay. Built up for 15 years. Now we're really sitting on some opportunities here. So I'm begging home buyers, before you sign that buyer agency, for your primary home, really consider what agents have to offer. Professional, the knowledge, all of those things. And then with me, the icing on the cake, it's going to be something I can offer with furniture. Reconstruction primarily. Condos primarily. Especially, so thousands of dollars. So, here we go again. Townhome, Tuscaloosa, 362, maybe $3 grand. Got two different agents, one seller agent, one buyer agent. Buyer agent is not, if I was a buyer agent, that client would be getting thousands of dollars in furniture included with their sale. Same exact thing. You would have paid the commission anyway. Well, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And this thing for the condos, same price. Okay, yeah, here we go. Stillwater. Builders Grove, new construction subdivision. Very expensive. 2,300 square foot, 550 grand. See what I mean? Me, $5,000 worth of furniture, included in the closing. Paid for commission. In the closing. Yes, from your realtor. It also conducts the representation which you represent you in the deal. That's a pretty strong representation also. Yeah. But yeah, that's it. So, I'm going to do a market review today on here. I've already gone live twice. And the previous live was really interesting. We had so much going on with comments. It was pretty fun. But yeah, so I'm the agent in Alabama that offers my client a gift for their trust in their business. Either listing or buying. When you pay that commission, we'll give you a furniture allowance in the closing to pay my commission. It's going to stick with all your buyers. Alright, I'm tired of talking. Enjoy the day.